Kevin just had me watch a video by a guy named Chris Norland about a video he put up called "Meet Kevin Threatens to Sue Me." And I watched the video and I kept waiting for the actual threat of suing. And I know that the whole video, there's a lot in it, basically about how much Chris really, really, really hates Meet Kevin and seems to have like a personal issue with him. But at no point in time of watching the video and reading, ignore the ice maker in the background, my bad. At no point of the video and the Chris guy going over this email from Meet Kevin, which Meet Kevin emailed Chris in regards to a video this Chris guy put up about Meet Kevin's DUI, which tons of people have made videos about Meet Kevin's DUI. Chris is not the first person to do it, and he's not going to be the last person to do it. But Meet Kevin emailed Chris Norland about the video to basically set some things straight, if you will. Saying he didn't get a DUI. It was downgraded to reckless driving, although technically he did get a DUI that was then downgraded. So technically, whoever's saying Meet Kevin got a DUI, they're not wrong. They're just not adding in the part that it got downgraded to reckless driving, either for, like the Chris guy says, a good attorney or lots of money, switching hands there. Who knows why it got downgraded, right? But the thing is, Chris Norland, with his Meet Kevin Threatens to Sue Me video, Chris has a really big issue with Meet Kevin, saying that he's like a scammer and he's scum and he's all these other things because of the way he titles things and the way he cons people and whatever else. But I have to kind of sort of do a little, you can't, pot calling the kettle black kind of thing, because Chris Norland with the title Meet Kevin Threatens to Sue Me is technically not true, because in the email from Meet Kevin to Chris Norland, he never said, "I'm going to sue you." He just said that a lot of things that he is doing, the Chris Norland guy is doing, could have legal ramifications. That's not a threat. That's just pointing out that certain things that certain people do could potentially have legal ramifications. I never read a threat of being sued. I never saw the word sued in there unless I missed it 3 or 4 different times of watching it. So I think the Chris Norland guy saying Meet Kevin Threatens to Sue Me, that's kind of a reach in order to get the views by saying Meet Kevin threatened to sue him. Just my thought. Again, everybody's going to look at things differently, and your opinion is your opinion. But what I got from the video was that Meet Kevin never threatened to sue him. Meet Kevin just emailed him back and was like, "Hey, if you're going to make a video about me, try to get your facts straight, because if you put wrong things up there, there could be consequences." That's not really a threat. That's just a suggestion of what could possibly happen to anybody, not just this person in general, for false information, I guess you could say. That's all I got from that. So I don't know if you guys have seen it. If you haven't, I would say go watch it, see if you kind of agree with what I got from it or what I didn't get from it, which was the threat of suing. But another thing that I kind of want to talk to you guys about since we're here, is, I don't know if you guys have heard of Kristen Bell or Dax Shepard. Kristen Bell is, for those of you who don't know, she's an actress. She's been in a ton of stuff. She was in Forgetting Sarah Marshall, which is a really good movie. And she was also the voice of Elsa from Frozen, which I think is what most people are going to know. She was Anna in Frozen. Excuse me. She was Anna in Frozen. Most people know her for that. And then Dax Shepard, he used to be, I don't know if he was on Jackass on MTV or if he was on Punk'd or what he was on, but he was on something like that. And then he was in some movies, with a movie with Dane Cook. They're both actors, actresses, whatever, right? But they're married, they have kids, and they actually started a baby brand, which I did not know that they had. But according to this article on Fortune, baby brand founded by actors Kristen Bell and Dax Shepard files for bankruptcy. Here's the thing. After being torpedoed by high shipping and production costs. So mom and pop stores aren't the only ones who are having issues with high shipping and production costs. A lot of people, even those with basically money falling out of their butts because they get paid millions upon millions of dollars to stand in front of a camera and recite lines. Even they are having issues with the industry, if you will, but not the movie industry, the shipping, manufacturing, whatever industry. So for them to have to file bankruptcy because of high shipping and production costs, either that means they're selling some really high-end stuff, right, that has really high or low profit margins and it's costing them a lot, or they're buying from overseas because high shipping generally hits you when you're pulling products from different countries that aren't your own. Within the United States, shipping can get a little costly, but if you're trying to ship in from, I don't know, China or Taiwan or Philippines or Netherlands or Poland, you're definitely going to see higher costs. I have on my personal channel, I have a link to my store for Squirrel Tribe gear. And on there, I have one zip up jacket that I could not get made in the USA that had good ratings. Everything else is made in the USA, shipped in the USA, whatever else. This one jacket I have comes from Poland, and the shipping on it is like $18, which is very high for one thing, but it's because it's coming from outside of the United States, overseas. It's going to cost more. So I have to assume, and I am assuming because I have done no research on this baby product, Hello Bello by Kristen Bell and Dax Shepard, I have to assume that their things are coming from overseas, which is why there would be high shipping and production costs. It says something about, let's see. They're backed by a private equity firm, listed assets and liabilities of at least $100 million each in its bankruptcy petition on Monday. That's crazy. The filing protects the company from creditors while it tries to sell itself out of bankruptcy. I wonder if you can file bankruptcy without actually needing it. Like if you need to you just want to get rid of your company, can you legally file bankruptcy without actually being in need of bankruptcy? I feel like there's loopholes, and I feel like celebrities are probably the first ones to find those loopholes to get out of things, but it says high material and shipping costs have hurt the company in recent years and were a major factor in its ultimate bankruptcy, according to court papers. Or maybe the fact is, Hello Bello, maybe their stuff is crap and nobody's buying it, and so they're sitting on a bunch of inventory that they can't sell, so they want to file bankruptcy. Or maybe people are buying it, but they're sending it back because it's not very good. Or maybe the prices are stupid high, so people aren't buying. Again, I don't know much about Hello Bello. I just know that when celebrities file bankruptcy, it makes headlines because, generally speaking, they're supposed to have a bunch of money. Tax evasion, Wesley Snipes going to jail for tax evasion. You have these people over here filing bankruptcy. Wesley Snipes was forever ago, but still, just because you are a celebrity does not mean you don't have money woes like the rest of us boys and girls. So that's just in case you guys wanted to know. Now, this was completely off topic, but if you guys have ever seen Kara and Nate on YouTube, I love Kara and Nate. We started watching them during the 2020 to 2023 time span, you know, when everybody was at home for a while and TV was like all there was to do for everybody. We started watching Kara and Nate, and we really liked them in the beginning with their van travels and everything else. And I still really like Kara and Nate. We were watching them a week or two ago when they were in, I don't remember where they were, but they went to see Adele. And I remember thinking to myself during the episode where they went to see Adele sing, I think it was in Las Vegas, that Kara was highly emotional. She didn't drink anything. And then I don't remember what else made me think it, but my first thought was, for some reason, I thought Kara's pregnant. That was my first thought, that Kara is pregnant. We actually saw them on Matt and Abby's podcast. I don't remember what that one's called. Do you know what it's called? Okay, the Unplanned podcast with Matt and Abby. They did an interview of Kara and Nate, and Kara and Nate talked about kids, wanting them or not wanting them, having them versus not having them. And I remember watching it going, Kara wants them, Nate doesn't, which is why they don't have them. That was my thought. Of course, in the interview, they're both on board or on the same page with, no, you know, we're enjoying life and we're not quite sure and whatever else. But I felt like she actually wanted them. He didn't. And that's why they don't have any, right? Well, then I see the video of them while they're in Vegas. And then there's a video after that of Nate doing this whole camping thing with his grandpa, which is probably one of my favorite videos on their channel at this point. And he asked his grandfather something, and his grandfather made a comment about how he'd be such a great dad. And that thought stuck with me. And I was like, see, it's still, they're talking about kids. I'm telling you, Kara's pregnant. And then we just watched their first episode where they're biking across the US from Ocean City or Oceanside, California, I think it is, all the way to somewhere in Maryland. So basically, coast to coast, ocean to ocean, whatever. They're biking, tandem biking, three people per bike, right? Which sounds like a very risky and non-fun thing in my opinion, but that's just me. But they're biking across, and Kara makes this comment towards the end of the video, we're just waiting on the dads to get here. Well, that's clue number 3 to me that Kara is pregnant if she mentioned that the 3 guys on the bikes are dads, because 2 out of 3 are. Third one being Nate, who's technically not, unless she's pregnant, and then he would also be considered a dad. So I think Kara and Nate are pregnant, and I'm just waiting for that little bombshell to be dropped in one of their videos. But if she was pregnant, maybe he wouldn't let her, I say let, which is such a weird word when it comes to marriages, but maybe he wouldn't let her bike across because it is definitely a dicey, risky kind of thing to do. So maybe I'm wrong, but I still think I'm like 95% positive that I'm right, that Kara is pregnant from Kara and Nate.